I was halfway up a mountain in Peru when my stomach turned. Like, really turned. I thought it was altitude sickness at first, headache, nausea, just needed some water and rest. But then it got worse. Sharp pain, lower right side. Fever. I could barely stand. We were 3 days into a 6-day trek to Machu Picchu. No hospitals. No roads. Just mountains, llamas, and a few stunned fellow hikers watching me slowly crumple onto a rock. And here's the thing. I had just convinced myself that travel insurance was overkill. Like, I'm healthy. I'm not cliff diving. I'll be fine. But for some reason, probably because my partner is way more responsible than I am, I got in a policy last minute. Didn't think I'd use it. Definitely didn't expect it to save me. Turns out, I had appendicitis. Out there in the Andes. No joke. A local guide radioed in for help, and I was airlifted, off the trail to a hospital in Cusco. It felt like something out of a movie, only in the movie the person looks cool and heroic. I was sweaty, groaning, and clutching my side like a Victorian ghost. They took me straight into surgery. I came out groggy, terrified of what it would cost. Because obviously, emergency helicopter rides and foreign surgery don't come cheap. I remember lying there thinking, how much of my savings is this going to wipe out? But then I remembered. The travel insurance. And I'm not kidding when I say, I almost cried out of relief. Aura's covered it. The medevac, the surgery, the hospital stay, even the extra hotel nights while I recovered. I didn't have to argue with anyone or fill out a million confusing forms. I just sent in my info and they handled it. I know people always say, it's better to be safe than sorry, but I felt that line in my bones that week. I used to think travel insurance was just in case your luggage got lost or your flight got delayed. I didn't realize it could be the difference between financial ruin and, honestly, just surviving something scary. And the emotional part? My parents couldn't get to me. My partner was freaking out. We were in a country where we didn't speak the language fluently, navigating hospitals and consent forms and medication. But having that coverage gave us something to hold on to. Like, okay, we're not alone in this. Okay, we can focus on getting better, not calculating bills in our heads every time a nurse walks in. One little thing I'll say, in case this ever happens to you. Always keep digital and paper copies of your documents. I had mine saved in an email folder, but I also wrote down my policy number in my journal, old school, I know. When I was too out of it to speak, my partner had it all ready to go. Honestly, now when friends tell me they're traveling, especially somewhere remote or adventurous, I tell them the story. Not to scare them, just to remind them that stuff happens. You don't need to be reckless for life to throw you a curveball. And when it does, you'll wish you had a safety net. I've used a bunch of different services in the past, but Auras.insure is the one I trust now. Super clear, easy to use, and this is important, they don't make you jump through flaming hoops to get help. You can find them on Google, or I'll put the link in the description. I don't say that because someone asked me to. I say it because the next time I'm out in the world and something goes wrong, I want that kind of backup again. Anyway, I made it back to the States with a scar and a hell of a story. And now I never travel without insurance. Ever.